Okay, so let's get to Stalker Girl, because
Yeah.
she's getting a lot of attention. I suspect this may be satire, but that's not to say that women like her do not exist, because they
Really?
absolutely positively do.
You think I don't is it satire? How do you
I'm not
know?
sure, but I'm getting some vibes from the rest of her account that seem to suggest it may be satire.
Really? Okay.
So, I'm not 100%, but regardless, that
This
people like
could
her exist. I mean,
this
it
could happen.
absolutely yeah, this
This could
absolutely could
happen.
happen.
Okay.
So, there's a lot of mixed reviews on this woman's approach to dating a guy that she finds attractive in a store, and so we'll just let you her tell the story.
I saw this really cute guy at the grocery store the other day, so naturally I followed him to the checkout counter. And when he gave the cashier his credit card, I peeped it to see what his name was. And then I Googled him and found his social media profiles, and I was able to tell that he was single. So I went through his friends list and I found his mother's page. And then I looked through his mother's page and I saw that she was a member of this book club that's in my area. So I sent a request to join the book club. So I went to the book club meeting and I met his mom there, and we bonded over some books that we both liked. And she just thought I was so nice. And I brought it up randomly in conversation that I was single. And she let me know that she had a son that was single also that lived in the area. And maybe it would be cool for us to get together and chat sometime. So I gave her my number, which she gave to her son. And this morning he texted me and asked if I'd like to get together this weekend and do something. So I guess we're going to go on a date.
And she's really excited. That's how that ended. So,
Yeah, she's a stalker.
there's mixed reviews.
She's a complete stalker. Uh-huh. I don't
So
and can you imagine, like, if they go out and he finds this out, if he found out how she got to him, don't you think that he's gonna be like, "You're a freaking stalker"? Or will he be like, "Oh my god, that's so cute how you got to me."
I
Joink,
mean, it's
joink,
very,
joink.
very resourceful. You can't deny how resourceful that is.
And stalkery.
But what if they're meant to be? What if, for example, they go on this date and she just tells him right out of the gate, she's just like, "You need to know that I completely manifested this into being by doing the following." And then she tells him,
She
and
didn't
he can,
manifest it. She forced it.
well, I mean, she took steps to find him.
That's not
And then
manifestation, and that's not the universe making it happen. That's not like divine God stuff. That's her stalking him. That's you know what I mean? It's not that's
and
not
you are not alone. I mean, I had this conversation with my husband at his birthday lunch on Sunday, and I was like, "If that, like, what do you think about this girl?" And he was like, "That's freaking lunacy, and
right.
the guy should run." And I was like, "But what if on our first date, I had said at the outset that this is what I did to get hooked up with you?" And he would have been like, "I would have thought you were really, really crazy. Like,
Right.
that's super.
Right.
That's not normal behavior."
Exactly. I think it's kinda weird too. I would have been like, "You're kind of a stalker, and I am this is a huge red flag for me."
I
It's a
don't know,
huge
because I just, people are so weird about, like, actually having face-to-face conversations anymore, and so I don't know why she didn't just go, "Hi,
Yeah,
I'm
this is the
so and so," and
that's the thing. Why didn't she just do that? Why didn't she just walk up to him and say, "Hey, I find you attractive. You wanna go out?" What's
I
the
don't
big
think
deal
people
about
do that anymore.
why can't people do that? Why
I
can't
don't
people seriously?
know.
I don't understand why people don't do that anymore. Do women not do that? Like, do women not go into public places and be like, "Hi, I would love to go out sometime. You wanna go out for" do women not do that? I know that's,
I
like,
don't think they
probably not
do.
commonplace, but, like, I used to do that. I
I don't think
used
they
to do
do.
that.
And
I
it's
thought
interesting because for me, like, I saw this and I was like, this is both terrifying and also brilliant at the same time on her part. Like, she figured out how she's going to get with this dude and she made it happen. That's amazing. But at the same time, if this was a guy, he would be thrown in jail. You know what I mean? Like, we're
Yeah,
having a conversation about how crazy this girl or isn't. But if this was a dude, it would be a whole other level of
right.
creepiness, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
And is
she
that
g
fair?
well, no, it's not fair, and she could be like, "I need a restraining order against this individual." Because
Yeah.
he went and saw my mother, and he went to a book club with her to get to me, that I would and that would freak me out. I'd be like, "Why are you dealing with my mom like that? Like, you're not supposed to meet my mom until I want you to meet my mom."
Yeah.
That's bizarre to me. And so you don't get to do that. That would be a huge red flag. If he told me that on our first date, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to go now. And then I'm going to, I'm going to change like every address. This is all going to be fixed because you're a psycho. And I just don't think I could deal with that. Like that's a level of weirdness that I couldn't handle. I would be freaked out, visibly freaked out.
Well, it's just so funny because, who knows if, like, let's assume for the sake of argument that this is real. We don't know if she was gonna even tell or not. And our producer, Valen, when we were having a conversation with her yesterday, she was like, she should take that to the grave. She should never, ever, 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 ever cop to doing that because
Right.
otherwise she's gonna be looked at like a complete crazy person. Whereas if it were me, not saying I would do this, but if it were me, I would be like, I would tell immediately. I would be like, okay, I have to tell you the crazy way that we got together. And then if he runs, right? But like, what if they are meant to be together and it would work out great if you gave her a
Yeah.
chance?
I just think it's so weird. I think it's because this is our generational difference. Everybody meets on social media and stuff now. Back in the
Yeah.
day, we would be, I don't know, at some like in college or when we were in our 20s, we'd be like at a bar or some sort of place and you would just walk up to somebody and be like, "Hey, how's it going?" If you thought somebody was cute, like if I thought a guy was cute, I would walk up to him and start talking to him. And then you'd be
Mhm.
like, "Okay, this guy's either a schmuck or he's not." And then it's I just everything is so different now. Everything is different and people are so weird about having conversations with other people. We talked about this. Who did we talk about this with another podcast that we were on? We were talking about how even our like younger kids are different about having conversations, intimate conversations. It used to be that when we were younger, we would get on the phone and talk to people for 2 hours.
Oh, forever, yeah.
We would have everything was more intimate back then. Everything
And you
was
would
more
play with the phone cord and, like, wrap it
right,
around your fingers. People are
right.
like, "What even is that?"
It's and everybody just was more face to face, whereas now it is very different in the way that you meet people. I'm so glad I don't have to date now. I'm just so glad I don't have to do it. I'm so glad I'm old and I'm past that because I can't imagine having to go through the things that people go through now. And also there's all this whole you have to sign things in triplicate to get the first kiss and it's all so stupid now the way that people date. So she probably feels like she has to resort to this just ridiculous level of stalking just to meet some guy that she thinks is remotely normal when she's not normal for doing the things that she's doing. It's all stupid. I'm
But
old.
maybe she's just really resourceful.
No. No, you guys, it's
I don't
weird.
know. I think there's part of me that thinks it's actually brilliant. And you know that like when people just even first catch wind of somebody else's name that they're interested in, they do all the stalking. They do all the background checking they can
Okay, I would
before
do
they
that.
ever move
I would
forward
do
with a
that. Like
person.
if I were dating, if you and I were in our 20s and we were still dating or whatever age and we were still dating, that's one thing that I would do. I would say, okay, here's this cute guy that I met like at wherever we were at. Do all the research and tell me if this
And
guy
I
has a
would.
criminal background. Tell me if he has like 18 kids. Tell me everything about him because she's so good at that. And so I guess that's the only benefit of now is that you would have all that at your fingertips now. You can find out everything about that human being based on their
Yeah.
social media platforms. You can find out a lot of stuff. But other than that, you know, I miss the 80s and the 90s. I don't know about you guys.
Well, I think most people probably side with you on this and think it's just batshit crazy.
She's
But
a
I
little
gotta say, there's a little part of me that admires her tenacity and her resourcefulness.
she needs to be hired as a PI or some private investigator or something. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
Anyway.